You're scaring people. Do you really want to scare your own people this much? He talks about homegrowns are next. I mean, people are scared, not just illegal immigrants, and a lot of them are working. I live in L.A. They're the only people here who do work.
So here's what you don't know. First of all, President Trump has promised we're going to concentrate on public safety threats and national security threats, right? And the data shows it. Every morning I look at 22 pages of data. The last time I looked at the data was the day before yesterday. 70% of everybody we're arresting is a criminal. 70%. Who's the other 30%? A lot of them are national security threats. We've arrested thousands of national security threats. Most of them don't have criminal histories because they're laying low to do their dirty deeds.
That's political commentator and wealthy elitist Bill Maher, trying to guilt-trip Americans into accepting mass amnesty. Using the same tired, emotional tactics we've seen for decades, only to have Tom Homan dismantle his arguments with cold, undeniable facts. Because when you strip away the noise and virtue signaling, the narrative collapses under the weight of reality. Welcome to Nerk News. I'm Nerkish. And once again, the elites are recycling the same worn-out amnesty arguments that have failed time and time again. When Democrats run out of logic, they fall back on emotion, ignoring the real-world consequences, their policies. Unleash Bill Maher watching his cheap labor talking points crumble as Homan hits back, with hard evidence and crime statistics that can't be spun away.
I agree that we need some immigration. Like we used to have a quota, like 1 million people a year. Say that's the right number.
We still do. We're the most giving nation in the entire world.
Okay, so let's say it's that. And we went overboard for the last 4 years under Biden, and we let in too many. Wouldn't it be smarter now to say, now that it's 0, let's let that even out? We were going to have 1 or 2 million every year, but we let in 10 million. Instead of uprooting all these people now, why not just an amnesty? Okay, it's not exactly kosher how you got here, but the amount of people you're scaring. I mean, I'm going to say to you the thing I said to him when I had dinner with him that horrible night. And, you know, they hated it that I reported it honestly, that he does listen. And he looks you in the eye. And he not got mad one time when we were arguing about anything. I contradicted him.
But let me get to the point, though. If you want to send a message to the whole world, cross the border illegally, it's a crime, but it's okay. Have due process, get order removed by the immigration judge, don't leave, it's okay. Just don't commit another crime and you're good to go. If that's the message we send to the whole world, people are going to keep coming. And let me tell you something, there's a whole, illegal immigration is not a victimless crime. But Tom, the reason I am who I am, I've talked and got on my knees and talked to 9-year-old little girls who were raped by multiple members of a cartel just for passing her across the river. I stood in back of a tractor trailer with 19 dead people who baked to death. I ran out of Operation Ice Storm in Phoenix, Arizona, where smuggling organizations were ripping each other's off because the smuggled people were worth more money than dope. So they go to the house and rip each other off. They call a relative up and say, I have your brother here. You owe us $25,000. They say, no, we agreed on 10. Well, now it's $25,000. You pay it or I kill him. And they did. Bodies are piling up. They actually called relatives and tortured their son or their brother because they didn't pay the fees. What I'm saying is, that's what you have to show. There's consequences. Because if you send a message, there's no consequences, and you want to reward illegal behavior, that's not going to stop.
Right. And I get all that. And for all that, I thank you for your service. Truly.
This is what happens when the ruling class treats immigration as a feel-good charity project designed to serve their own interests. Maher spins it as if hardworking Americans should happily embrace mass amnesty. All so he and his wealthy liberal peers can maintain an endless supply of compliant, low-cost labor. Let's not forget, this is the same man who mocked British citizens for saying they no longer recognized their own country, and who boasted about the decline of native-born citizens, as though it were some kind of victory. It's clear he has no grasp of culture, national identity, or what truly defines a nation. Americans never agreed to become a permanent servant economy for elite convenience. And the fact that Maher can't meaningfully respond to Homan's points only underscores how shallow and misguided his politics really are.
What we also see is people being just taken away who are just regular day workers. The waitress who worked for 14 years at some coffee shop. And everybody's like, oh, you know what? We voted to get rid of the bad people. You know, the people you were just talking about, but not Carol. What's going on there? Don't you think it's been a little heavy-handed Don't you think you've picked up a bunch of people who shouldn't be picked up at all? It doesn't seem like it was done with a scalpel.
What I think about every day is, again, we prioritize the worst first, and the numbers show we do it. What I've said from day one, if you're in the country illegally, you're not off the table. You know why? Because there are millions of people standing in line, taking their tests, doing the background investigations, paying their fees to be part of the greatest nation on earth. If you want to be a part of the greatest nation on earth, there's a right way and wrong way to do it. If you like it or not, the ones who are here illegally cheated the system. They moved themselves to the front of the line, and they've overwhelmed the immigration court system back 9-10 years, which means that people who are really trying to come here the right way are sitting in the back of the bus. Right? It's just like what people don't talk about, these 10 million, 10.5 million came to the border in Biden. Well, they're asylum seekers. What people don't understand, if you look at immigration court data over the last 10 years, nearly 9 out of 10 of them will get an order removal because they don't qualify for asylum. They're not escaping fear and persecution from the home government because of race, religion, political affiliation. They're coming here for a better life, and I get that. But while they're clogging up the system and cheating the system, there are literally thousands of people in this world that really are escaping fear and persecution from their home countries that are sitting in the back of the bus. Yeah. So there's a reason we're a nation of laws. And if you or people don't like what ICE is doing, they go scream at Congress. We're enforcing laws that they enact.
Well, I hope it all gets better. I thank you for coming here.
This is where liberals show just how out of touch they've become. Maher complains about enforcement tactics, without ever acknowledging the true scale of the crisis. Millions are here illegally, straining schools, hospitals, and job markets across the country. Left is quick to talk about the fears of illegal migrants, but never about the fears of hardworking Americans forced to shoulder the cost of bringing tens of millions of people into their communities, and while they label border security advocates as villains, they turn a blind eye to armed Antifa mobs shutting down facilities and activists, openly training militias to resist federal agents. Let's not forget the recent fatal attack linked to an extremist who scrawled anti-Semitic messages on his ammunition. This isn't compassion, it's chaos. Americans deserve safety, secure borders, and a functional labor market, not open borders, elite lectures, and the constant threat of political violence. But what do you think? Should America give in to billionaire pressure for mass amnesty just because they can't stand Trump? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe. It really helps us out. Until next time, this has been Nerkish, and you're watching Nerk News.